Hi, everyone. Sorry about that little technical delay, but we're back, so everything's fine. My name is Blair Nodelman. I use she, her, hers, and I'm one of the co-founders of Homesick Play Project, and I'm based in Boston, Massachusetts.
And I'm Hayley Spivey, she, her pronouns as well. I'm the playwright of the Birch Prep Five. I'm currently in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hi, everyone. If you're new here, double me. If you're new here, Homesick Play Project produces virtual pop-up readings and performances of new work at all stages of development, specifically during the COVID-19 crisis. We are asking for donations to support the artists involved if you're able. So you can Venmo at Homesick Play Project, even just a few dollars, and we'll split 100% of what we receive between the artists whose work you're about to see.
In recognition of Juneteenth, we are asking people to donate to 3 organizations: the Act Blue Bail Fund, the Loveland Foundation, and the Black Visions Collective. You can find out more information about each organization by following the links in our description. And if you want to donate, please donate directly on their websites.
There will be a feedback session 30 minutes after the reading to continue the development process of this piece. And so if you want info on that, that's in the description below as well.
And last but not least, we do want to note a content warning for police brutality. And the show will be running about an hour and a half, give or take.
Feel free to use the chat function to react to what you're hearing, laugh alongside us, or let us know your favorite lines. And thank you again for joining us for the Birch Prep 5 by Hayley Spivey.
The Birch Prep 5 by Hayley Spivey. Cast of characters: Richard, 17, also goes by Rich, Black, a shy, sweet boy. Thomas, 17, also goes by Tommy, Black, a class clown. Raquel, 17, also goes by Rock and Rocky, Black, a future sorority girl with an excellent weave. Elizabeth, 17, also goes by Lizzie, and Liz, Black, a genius space cadet. Delilah, 15, prefers Lila, white, a skinny troubled youth. Daniel, 32, white, a troubled adult. Setting: a park hidden in a wealthy neighborhood in the suburbs of Atlanta. The park is rumored to be magic. Time: the play begins in August 2011. The play ends in May 2012. Author's note: the park cannot only be grass and a bench. We must see the sun transition. We must hear the cicadas chatter. We need to feel the winds. The park is alive. Act 1, Prologue. A small, mainly forgotten park with a single bench and a picnic table surrounded by weeds. If anything, it would be called a clearing, but to the few guests who frequently regularly, it is their kingdom. The park itself is simple and worn, but the sky is alive with stars and at night and painted with color during the day. Clouds move, shooting stars fly, and the sun sets orange, purple, and red. A small aged vigil sits underneath a nearby tree, surrounded by dead flowers and moldy teddy bears. The park transitions through a year. The sky flies through the seasons, beginning with summer's bright sun, to fall's autumn sky, to the gray winter's howl and scream, to the blossoming of spring, then finally returning again to the end of summer. The season should be experienced with color and sound. The cycle of the seasons plays in a circle, year after year, changing faster and faster and faster as it grows until time finally pops and freezes in late August. Scene 1, daytime. Bluebirds sing, the morning before the first day of school. 4 teenagers, Raquel, Thomas, Elizabeth, and Richard, lounge in their Birch Prep uniforms throughout the park. They're relaxed and laughing as Elizabeth drops chicken nuggets into Thomas's mouth one by one.
Another one.
I think that was 6.
Bring up.
Thomas spreads out on his back on top of the picnic table with his mouth open.
I want another.
Okay.
You're going to choke, Tommy.
I don't know. He has a really big mouth. Wait, I'm out. I need another one.
Elizabeth reaches for one of Raquel's nuggets. Raquel pulls away from her.
No, not my fault you didn't get a 12-pack.
I want the nugget.
Tommy, stay there.
Richard gets up and moves far from Thomas. He measures the distance between them.
I'm gonna try to make it in.
This is so stupid. Why are you guys so stupid?
Stupid is fun.
Yeah, Rocky, time to loosen up your brain.
Richard launches his nugget at Thomas. It misses. Thomas tries to yell with a mouthful.
That's a waste of food.
You, Tommy, keep your mouth closed.
So gross.
Thomas chews with difficulty and swallows. They all watch with fascination and horror. He's panting by the time he finishes.
I need a Gatorade.
Thomas grabs a Gatorade and chugs the whole thing. Once again, everyone is horrified.
Ugh!
Do that to your body.
Thanks,
I'm
Kat.
ashamed to be related to you.
Thanks, guys. Lizzie, your turn.
Elizabeth sits on top of the picnic table with her mouth open.
Ready.
Richard launches a nugget. It misses. Thomas picks it up, blows on it, then eats it.
Disease, Tommy, disease.
A little dirt ain't gonna kill me.
They laugh and continue to eat their fast food breakfast.
I missed you guys a lot this summer.
Yeah, me too. Time check?
Richard looks at his watch.
7:40.
20 more minutes of peace. I just want to go back to sleep.
Well, let's do something sappy, like new school year resolutions.
Ooh, goals.
Is a perfect SAT score a goal?
Not a realistic one, but sure.
Yo, I almost forgot.
Richard goes into his bag and pulls out a stack of college brochures. He passes them out.
I went to at least 10 different schools. I talked to a bunch of different students to compare scores and grades.
Rich, we have the internet.
Yeah, but I got a firsthand experience and I charted the early decision deadlines.
And wait, what's your top choice again?
Is that a joke? Stanford? My parents spent the entire summer trying to change my mind.
I can see you as a Harvard man.
Oh God, no, the cold.
Rich, Stanford is a wannabe Ivy. You can do better.
Nope, don't care. I'm almost done with early decision, just need to get the recs.
Richard passes out the early decision charts.
Okay, so this has the early decision and regular admission deadlines. It also lays out whether it uses Common App, a number of essays, and recommendation requirements.
Can we please not do this right now? It's 20 minutes before the first day of school and we're already talking applications?
Study first, play later. The rules don't change.
Okay, Miss Valedictorian.
See, I heard Hunter Downs isn't coming back. I might actually have a shot at salutatorian.
Yo, fuck Hunter Downs. Listen to his name, Hunter Downs. Hunter Down? How did they not hear that when they named him?
Why is Mount Holyoke on here? Who wants to go to Mount Holyoke?
I was trying to make it representative.
I'm not applying to UGA.
It's called a safety school, Rock.
My safety school is Vanderbilt.
You got a lot of ego for the second lowest GPA in the group.
Lizzie has a 4.0.
Unweighted.
You better be studying for that SAT, girl.
Me? Let's take a look at Thomas's schedule, shall we?
She pulls out her phone and reads from it.
First period, marine biology.
How did you get my schedule?
I logged into your school account and screenshot it. Second period, standard gov.
Tommy, you're taking marine biology?
This is rude.
By the way, I'm on my parents. We might be able to go to the lake.
Oh, hell yeah. I haven't been since 9th.
Third period, PE.
Nice, I have PE third.
Hell yeah.
They high five.
Okay, but the lake. If we want to be convincing, we have to come to them with a fully fleshed out plan, like whose car are we taking? What weekend?
Tommy, you only have one AP? AP Psych.
Wait, why are we being so sneaky? Our parents love when we go.
Yeah, but the plan is to go without them.
This is bullshit. Liz, I'm looking at your schedule next.
Do you have all of our account info?
My parents would never let me go out of town without adults.
Lie, girl. Lie.
I don't lie. I can't lie.
It's the least impressive thing about you.
What is happening? Lizzie, what happened to AP Chinese?
I'm not taking it.
You and I talked about this. What happened?
I'm taking 2 physics instead. A few of us were invited to do an extra class with Mr. Burns.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yes, that's nice. But you told me you were taking it. If you knew you weren't taking it, I would have taken something stupid like Latin.
Sorry, I didn't think it would be a big deal.
I'm going to fail without you. Rich, where's your schedule? What's your password?
I am not telling you.
It doesn't matter. I wrote it down somewhere.
Can we go back to this lake party?
It's a party now? We throw parties?
It won't be a party. It'll be a senior year soiree.
Should invite Molly. Her brother buys her beer.
Beer.
Do you think she'd come?
For the chance to party at a lake house? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but everyone has a lake house.
Oh, Rich. Not everybody has a lake house.
You're inviting people like Molly?
What's wrong with Molly? She's nice.
Nice enough, sure. I just didn't know we were trying to hang out with that crowd.
What crowd?
The white rich kid crowd.
Lizzie, you're a rich kid.
Yeah, but there's rich kids, then there's rich white kids.
Okay. I don't have a single class with any of you. How is this even possible? We have 50 kids in our grade.
I mean, I don't know. They can't be that bad. Mike was friends with some of them.
Yeah, and look what happened to him.
Energy shift. They look at the memorial.
None of us are taking the same classes. Doesn't that bother any of you?
I don't know. I think it could be good. I've spent so much time here. I feel like I barely know anyone else at school.
Yeah, running off here every day after school didn't help integrate us much.
I don't care about being integrated with those assholes.
Our last year could be our last chance to meet someone new here.
I've been going to this school for 12 years. There's no one left to meet. I'm just gonna sit in the back with Pimple Pete.
That makes sense. I actually think he kind of likes you.
Raquel stares at Elizabeth.
Fuck this year.
Raquel sits in the corner and steams.
Mommy's right, though. It's senior year. It's our last chance to do everything we never did. I love you guys and I love us, but come on. I haven't gone to a single football game or prom. We just study. I want to have fun this year.
Last year sucked. It felt like all work and no play.
It was the first year without Mike. He used to be the fun.
They look at the neglected vigil.
He looks terrible.
Yeah.
Did anyone come here over the summer?
Nah.
Me neither.
Should have.
All right. Homeroom is in 15. We should do the thing.
They all pull out a notebook and pen. It takes a moment for them to begin, but they do. Silently, they write on a piece of paper. We sit with them in silence as they write. The park is peaceful. There are birds in the distance. Elizabeth finishes first. She silently folds her paper and places it at the base of the vigil. One by one, they finish their writing and place their notes at the vigil. They stand together and look at it. Richard begins picking up the dead flowers. Elizabeth stops him.
Don't. They don't belong to you.
Richard puts the flowers back.
I want this year to be good. I want it to be simple. I don't want to just get through it. I want to thrive. Remember what Mike would say?
No sitting in the back with our heads down.
That's right. Heads up.
Heads up.
Heads up.
Scene 1.5. Dear Michael, love Thomas. Thomas sits alone, early morning. The sun has barely risen.
Dear Mike, since your ass was so stubborn and argumentative in life, I have a feeling you'd still like to know the shit people are talking in death. And since my ass is loyal and loves drama, I'm gonna tell you exactly what they're saying. Take a spiritual seat. You's about to get pissed. Principal Jackson, aka Andrew Jackson, the POC killing extraordinaire, issued a letter to all the parents and students. In it, she says, "Now is the time to reflect on why I ask our students to behave as their best selves, even on the weekends. Any parties thrown by students that supply drugs and/or alcohol will lead to the expulsion of the party host." When Lily Powers overdosed on whippets, no such letter was released. At no point did she mention you were hit by a car. Mark Felsing claimed in his Facebook that he saw you at that party. He claims you were fucked up beyond belief, he claims. He says it's no surprise that you ran in front of the car. This is the same kid who bragged about being blackout the day after. The commentator on AGC's article about you wrote, "A drunk monkey acting like an animal gets himself run over. Big whoop." Some of the guys on the lacrosse team were quoted saying, "Niggers act up and they get smacked down." They later claimed to have only said niggas. You know what, man? I'm actually gonna stop. These are bumming me out. I miss you, Mike. Sorry you have to hear this shit.
Scene 2. Early evening. The sun is low in the sky. The cicadas are buzzing and humming. A girl, Delilah, in a dirty tank top, flannel, and boots, enters with a stuffed book bag. She stands outside the gate hesitantly before entering the park. She looks over her shoulders as she kneels before the vigil. She removes the rotting teddy bears and decaying flowers. She places them in a loose plastic bag. She pulls out her backpack, large, colorful plastic flowers, action figures, and candy. She places them artfully around the framed photo of Mike. When she's finished, she sits beside the vigil and pulls out a granola bar to eat. She listens to the cicadas as she eats. She notices the letters surrounding the base. She picks one up and reads. Scene 3. Richard enters in his uniform. He stops at the vigil. He approaches it hesitantly and debates whether he should touch it. Elizabeth enters in her uniform.
I thought you weren't going to touch it.
I didn't do it.
Who did?
I thought you did.
No. It's pretty.
There's even candy.
Thomas enters with an ugly and girly bag in his hand.
Is this one of yours? It was by the entrance.
God, no, that thing is hideous.
Whoa, you guys fixed up Mike?
No. It's really creepy.
I guess Rocky did.
I bet the fairies did it.
Lizzie, I'm not having this conversation with you again.
They all climb around the picnic table and pull out textbooks.
I don't care what you say. I saw what I saw.
You were 9 years old. You don't know what you saw.
Elizabeth notices the granola wrapper.
Okay. Now this is concerning.
A granola wrapper?
We don't litter here.
People slip up.
Sure, but we don't slip up. Not since the Earth Day debacle of 2009. Someone else was here. The bag, the wrapper.
I mean, I found the bag at the entrance. It wasn't near the secret trail or anything.
Nobody found out about this place, right?
I don't know how they would.
Right. The park protects itself.
You almost sound serious.
I am serious. Magic clocking spell, remember?
Lizzie, that wasn't real.
I don't know. We casted it first, and no one else has come here since.
That's because no one knows the school owns woods.
Shit. What if the school discovered it, like a janitor?
There's a map off the grounds in the office. I saw it when I was volunteering. As far as the school is concerned, the woods are just woods. There's not really a reason for them to be snooping around back here.
Plus, they wouldn't leave trash.
Or add flowers to Mike's memorial. They barely even talked about him at school.
Except to say, Michael would not have approved of class walkouts.
Raquel enters in a huff.
Tommy, did you seriously drop AP Psych? The one AP you had? Do you even care about getting into school? What's going on?
What is wrong with having an easy year?
I'm not trying to be mean. You need scholarships more than anyone.
Yeah, we get it. You guys have money and I don't.
The memorial looks great, Rocky.
Raquel notices.
I didn't do that.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, this is a serious problem. Who was that here?
Raquel picks at the memorial.
Are these starbursts?
I mean, whoever it was fixed the memorial. That's nice, right?
We're the only ones who knew it was here. Whoever did it, I don't think this park is just ours anymore.
We could actually get in trouble being here. I'm sure it's restricted to students.
How can it be restricted if even teachers don't know about it?
Well, once the school finds it, they'll lock it up. This is the perfect place to skip classes and do heroin or whatever.
What do we do?
I think we should get rid of the memorial.
No.
We need to make it look like we were never here. If the school finds it and assumes no one else knows about it, we're fine.
Especially if we're here after school hours. They could have us arrested.
They'd love that, wouldn't they?
We are not touching Mike's stuff.
It's not his stuff, Lizzie. It's a pile of plastic flowers. And is this an action figure?
She holds up a Spider-Man figurine.
Spider-Man, Mike's favorite hero.
This is so creepy.
Raquel shoves the figurine into the bag. She begins pulling apart the vigil. Elizabeth stands in between her.
Stop!
He wouldn't care, Elizabeth. I would know.
You don't get to make every decision just because you guys dated. He doesn't belong to you.
Don't pretend you're grieving the way I'm grieving, because you're not.
Okay, that's enough.
I still have to go to his fucking parents' house every fucking Friday night and sit through those awkward and miserable dinners. People at school still look at me like crazy town widow.
Irrelevant information.
Raquel stands.
Okay, everyone here needs to recognize what this year is. The school is still pissed about the protests and walkouts last year. They are going to come for our heads.
Why? We didn't plan any of those.
But they think we did.
Why? It was Lainey and Garrett.
Principal Jackson pulled me into her office this morning. She made it very clear that she was expecting the best behavior from me. She said, we don't want any riots.
She called in just you?
Yeah. Apparently people have been bullying some new kid, and she's assuming it's me.
Who?
This random sophomore. Some kids keep jamming the locks on her locker and sending her death threats.
Death threats? Principal Jackson thinks you're sending out death threats?
Jackson can't prove it, so I'm not being punished. But now she's watching me, and I don't even know the kid.
I know which one you're talking about. She's a little different.
This still doesn't make sense. Why would you bully someone?
Take a seat. Apparently, this girl is related to the cop.
The cop? Like the cop who...
Killed Mike. Yeah.
And she goes to our school now? Which one is she?
Delilah enters cautiously. Her uniform is untucked and ill-fitting. Her sloppy ponytail is hanging on the side for its life.
Oh, people.
The group stares at her.
I'm looking for my bag.
No response. Delilah sees her bag on the picnic table.
It's that one?
She awkwardly takes it.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Wait. You know about this place?
Yeah? Am I not supposed to?
No, not really.
Is this a restricted area or something?
Most teachers don't even know about it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, if it stays that way.
Your secret's safe with me. I'm not much of a snitch.
How did you find it?
I was just walking around. I don't really like eating lunch in the cafeteria, so I usually just wander around.
You're not supposed to leave the cafeteria.
Well, you're not supposed to be back here either, so.
Thomas mouths to the group, I think it's her.
Did you clean the memorial?
A little, yeah.
Why?
I just wasn't expecting to see it back here, and it looked bad, so I felt bad.
I don't think we've met before. I'm Elizabeth.
I know. Everyone knows you. You're that kid's best friends.
That kid's name is Michael.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Lila? I probably should get going. It's getting dark and this conversation's a little awkward.
Delilah turns to leave.
You're her, right?
Yeah. I'm her.
We didn't send you death threats. We're not like that.
Cool. Good to know.
Delilah exits. The group stands in shock.
So this will be our year, dealing with that.
Scene 4. Delilah sits in the park listening to music on her phone. She doodles in a notebook. Richard enters with his lunch.
Hey,
Hey,
you weren't lying. You really skipped lunch to be here.
it's quiet. You're a skipper too.
No, not whatsoever. I was curious though.
Delilah smiles and continues to draw.
Can I, sit with you?
If you like.
Richard sits. It's quiet. He's shy.
Where's your lunch?
Skipping it today.
Really? It's Pizza Friday.
It's not worth the harassment.
Are people, like, being mean to you?
I wouldn't describe them as nice.
If it makes you feel better, I've been through it.
Have you now?
I'm not really that cool. People used to give me a hard time in grade school. Honestly, they didn't start being semi-decent until my friend died.
Well, their misplaced rage has shifted to me. You're welcome. Sorry, that came out wrong.
Do you want my lunch?
What? No.
You can have it.
Richard pulls out a brown bag out of his book bag.
I usually bring 2 anyways. I have to eat immediately after swim or I die. I'll just suffer through today.
He passes her the lunch.
Come on, it's Pizza Friday.
Delilah takes the lunch, but looks at him cautiously.
You're really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of my staple feature.
He smiles. She laughs and relaxes a little. He smiles and relaxes too. She eats a lunch like an animal.
God, you're a monster.
Shut up. I'm starving.
They laugh. Richard can't stop looking at her. She feels the same, but she's much better at hiding it.
Do you remember me?
I mean, sure, you're Birch Prep famous.
Birch Prep famous?
You're one of those students that everyone knows.
Our school is tiny. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, but everyone knows facts about you. You're on the swim team. You'd be valedictorian if it wasn't for Elizabeth.
And Hunter Downs.
You're the hot black future president.
Oh, it's the fact that I'm black. I'm glad everyone noticed that.
Sorry, that's not what I meant.
Sure. But I meant, do you remember meeting me at the protests?
Yeah.
Why do you do that stuff? People say you're...
Daniel's my brother. My half-brother. My estranged half-brother. We don't talk. I don't feel sorry for him.
They eat in an awkward silence.
I was hoping you'd be here. I really never break rules, but I wanted to catch you alone.
Okay.
You're the first person to wander back here since we first did. This place is ours.
Oh,
I like you. You seem nice.
I've never been called nice.
Well, you should be. But listen, when it comes to my friends, you should know we, as a group, we like to stay small.
Yeah. Hashtag no new friends.
Yeah, but I don't want you to get the wrong idea.
It's like that book, Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria?
No. The entire school pushed us together. In elementary school, they'd all always pair us on class projects. We didn't get invited to other kids' sleepovers. If two of us hung out together, the white kids assumed they weren't invited. It didn't start that way, but yeah, eventually we became real friends. But you shouldn't be careful because you're white. It's because you're you.
I can go. I'm not trying to be your friend. I just wanted a place to sit where people don't put gum in my hair.
Delilah stands to leave.
I'll be your friend if you want one. I want you to be here.
Okay.
But if you are going to be sneaking around this park, you got to understand how it works.
The park?
Yeah, the park. It protects itself. We cast a spell.
What are you talking about?
Do you believe in magic?
Yeah, a little bit.
We used to cast spells here all the time when we were kids, but some of them felt pretty real. Lizzie swears she's seen fairies.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I know. There's a few rules here. 1, clean up after yourself. This is our home. 2, study. This is where we grow. 3, protect the park and the people in it. Easy enough?
I don't really like to study, but sure.
Oof. I'm telling you, you're not gonna like it here.
Well, let's find out.
You have to care about Mike. It won't work if you don't.
I care a lot.
Yeah, you should.
Scene 5. Elizabeth tries to study and Thomas zones out with his headphones in as Raquel and Richard go at it.
Hell no.
She is nice.
It smells weird.
She's getting bullied badly.
Yeah, cool story.
You don't choose your family. She barely knows her brother. They hadn't spoken for years before he hit Mike.
She's the last thing this group needs right now.
You always speak for the group. How does everyone else feel?
Weird.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Boom. 3 out of 4. It's settled.
If we kick her out of here, she might go tell the school to retaliate. If we're nice to her, we can get through this year drama-free.
That chick is drama.
Apparently, she licked chocolate syrup off of Felix Sharp's penis.
Okay, Tommy, that's just, don't tell people that.
She does drugs and she parties.
You don't know that.
I followed her on Instagram.
Why do you want it here?
She likes it here.
So?
She was at the protests. She fixed the memorial. Out of all places she can be, she chooses here. I don't know why, but I think she wants to be with us.
She's a human being, Rich, not a stray puppy.
I feel like Mike would like her.
Don't do that. Don't use him to get what you want.
I mean it. He would have.
Yeah, Mike did really like white people.
I can't handle it, okay? It's not because I'm mean and I'm uncaring. I'm just recognizing that I can't do it. I can't pass AP Calc, score high on the SAT, get into college, stare at my boyfriend's vigil, and make small talk with this murderer's sister. I'm sure she's nice. I'm sure he deserves better, but I don't give a shit, and I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Raquel storms out.
Hey,
Lila is going to be sniffing around regardless.
Scene 3.5. Dear Michael, love Richard. Richard alone in the park.
Dear Mike, you'd like her. She reminds me of you. She's a little bit of an asshole like you. She's funny and wild. She runs her mouth. She hates to apologize, and she could care less what we all think about her. Or she says she does. Rocky hates her, of course. I wish you could have met her. You would have been able to convince her to study. Lizzie's trying, but Lila won't have it. I don't know how you did it. People say Rocky's bossy, but you, oh God, no one could beat you. I wish you were here. I miss you telling us what to do.
Scene 4. Thomas sits on the bench. He looks around the empty park. He dials a number on his phone.
Hey, Dad, I need... no, but Dad, listen. Can you pick me up? Someone needs to get home before TT and Maya are dropped off. I'm far. Mom's at the hospital tonight. Dad, you can't leave them alone. They're 8. When Miss Tanya drops them off, she's going to expect to talk to someone. No, Mom can't watch them at the hospital. Can you just... Fine. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll figure it out.
He hangs up. Delilah enters.
Hi, sorry.
Wow, Rich wasn't kidding. You can't stay away.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't. There were just these fucking assholes trailing me in their car. I wanted to dip in somewhere safe.
I don't care. Everyone's off at their extracurriculars anyway.
Yeah, what's yours?
Reddit?
Good call.
Sit. I'm stalling before I have to go babysit the kindergarten class my mother gave birth to.
Delilah sits with him.
Big brother? I would never have guessed.
You just haven't seen me in action. TT, get your ass down before I whoop you.
Yeah, right. You couldn't whoop anyone. You look like someone who gives a stern talking to.
Yeah, and you should see it. Snacks?
He offers her his Arizona tea and Cheeto Puff bag.
Nice.
They sit and eat snacks.
How do you like school?
Is that a joke?
I heard about the locker room thing.
Yeah.
Katie is a really big word that I'm not allowed to say because I'm a man.
You're not a man. You're a 17-year-old boy.
Regardless, Katie is terrible. She used to call Liz a midnight Milky Way. She used to call me radio.
It's fine. Aren't you supposed to be doing your homework or something stupid?
I usually cram right before class. These assholes are the great obsessed ones. Do you have any weed on you?
Can you smell me?
No. I don't even know what it smells like. Can you roll?
Well, apparently I look like someone who can.
Can you?
I'm decent.
Can you, show me how?
I thought you guys were like the hashtag drug-free dare enthusiasts, go rot in jail, crackhead types.
Not all of us. Mike used to light up with his other cooler friends. He never invited us. He promised he'd teach me to roll if I got my GPA up to 3.5.
Did you?
Yeah, but you know.
Well, let me teach you.
Yeah?
2 teens rolling drugs in a park. This is totally my style.
She goes into her bag and pulls out a very stylish weed kit, including weed, papers, a filter, a grinder, and a lighter.
It'll be easier at the table.
The two of them move to the picnic table. Delilah grinds the weed as she speaks.
First things first, drugs are best done in moderation. If you have an adverse reaction to this drug, don't blame me. If you snitch that you got it from me, I'll slash your tires.
I don't have a car.
I thought all you rich kids had cars.
They have money like that. I'm the only kid at school with a scholarship. My uncle buys all the books and crap.
So you need to smoke so your rich college friends invite you to their mountain houses.
You get it.
I do. My dad has money, but I'm not really used to it. When I lived with my mom, we had a lot less options.
My mom's a single mom. I mean, my dad exists, but he's useless, especially now.
Why especially now?
She has some health stuff. Don't tell the group. They already look at me like I'm pitiful.
You're not pitiful, especially once you learn how to be a cool, popular drug user.
Yes, exactly.
To be drug cool, you need a kit. Kit essentials include papers, filters, a grinder, a lighter, and of course, weed. I put mine in a cute little bag and tell the teachers it's my tampon purse. You'll need a different excuse.
I want lessons on how to roll, not carry.
Whatever, here you go. Lay out the paper, look for the side with the sticky on it. Got it?
Yeah.
Put something on top of the paper so the wind doesn't send it flying. Your weed getting blown away is actually the saddest thing that can happen to you.
Really? Now?
Yes, it's devastating. When rolling, take your time. Everyone would much rather you take too long and it's perfect than you show off your speed and roll a piece of shit. Start from the bottom. Make sure it's nice and tight around the filter. If you do that well, the rest is a breeze. Then twist it up, no air bubbles, seal it with enough lick, but don't be gross.
Thomas is probably the most focused we've ever seen him.
This is really hard.
Take your time. We can hang out until you roll it right. I got nowhere to be.
Delilah watches him roll.
Delilah,
Yeah.
can I get a little space, please?
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
She tries to find something else to look at. There are only trees. A bluebird sings.
How's your brother?
Is that you really asking?
Rich says you guys don't talk.
If it was up to me, I wouldn't talk to any of my family, except my mom.
So your brother is your dad's kid?
Yeah, look, I'm not really in the mood for an interview.
You can't hang out with us and not tell us about your life.
I'm not here for you. I'm here because for the park.
We come with it. Sorry.
I lived with my mom most of my life. I'm not allowed to see her anymore.
Why?
Are you serious?
Yeah. I want to hear your shit.
I have a lot of it.
Then let's talk about it.
She's into drugs. It's always been her thing, but it got a little intense a few years ago. I didn't grow up like the rest of the kids here with their money and cute nuclear families. After Daniel hit Mike, I went to a lot of protests because fuck him. My dad's a cop too, so obviously he had issues with it. He couldn't get my mom to stop me because she's awesome. So in return, my dad would have his guys patrol our street round the clock. He was waiting for her to screw up enough times. Of course she did, so now I live with him and he gets to control everything I do. And now she's probably out there somewhere getting really high and really sad.
That is a lot.
And then I come to school and everyone assumes I hate Black people. Isn't that funny? You guys are the only ones who are nice to me.
Ignore them. They never cared about racism before. They barely spoke to us after he died. None of them protested. None of them really knew him. They're not bullying you because they care. They're bullying you because they can get away with it.
He finishes the joint opposite to her. She takes it. As they sit in silence, Delilah stares at his joint. Delilah inspects it closer.
Why did you lie?
About?
Never rolling.
I haven't.
This is perfect. No one rolls a perfect J on the first try.
I guess I do.
You're lying.
I'm not.
This is the best joint I've ever seen.
Thanks.
Holy hell. I almost feel bad smoking it.
Don't feel that bad.
Delilah gets the lighter.
You should have the honor of first hit.
She offers the joint back to him.
Nah, I'm good, actually.
What? Why not?
I don't smoke. I just wanted to roll it to see if I could.
Oh. Well, you can.
Hey, I really got to get home. I'm gonna walk to the train. Want to come with?
I'm gonna wait a little longer. I try to get home after Dad drinks himself to sleep.
Thomas stands to leave. He turns back.
Hey, do me a favor and don't mention the weed, especially to people at school. Principal Jackson has been breathing down our necks. She is looking for a reason to expel someone.
Why would she want to do that?
I don't know. I guess she's just one of those people.
We should go to a football game. Fridays. We can sit together in front of Principal Jackson and everyone. If they see that we're friends, there's no reason for them to assume anything about either of us.
I've never been to a game.
Really?
Yeah.
Then we have to go.
Yeah. We should.
He starts to leave.
Tom,
Yeah?
do you think I'm racist?
I mean, probably, yeah. But not too much.
Thomas exits. Delilah sits with a perfectly rolled joint. She stares at it. She lights up. Scene 5. Elizabeth studies. Raquel enters. She's been crying. Elizabeth notices but keeps studying. Raquel keeps wiping her face and sniffling.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
What happened?
I failed my calc test.
Really?
Yeah, really. My dad is gonna take my car.
He wouldn't.
He bought it.
Elizabeth keeps studying.
So,
So what?
are you going to apologize?
For what?
Last night, you said you'd help me study, but you didn't show.
I texted you.
Yeah? But what happened?
I had violin.
You have violin on Tuesdays.
Miss Beatles had to switch days.
Okay. Are you going to apologize?
For what?
I could have made a better study plan if you told me earlier. I thought I was going to have your help and I flunked it.
It's not my fault. You're bad at math.
I'm not bad at math. Calculus is hard.
Yeah, no one made you take AP Calc. You weren't even recommended for the class.
My dad made me switch in. I don't want to be there either.
Okay, well then be mad at your dad.
We used to study together all the time. You always know when I invite you over.
I have my own work to worry about. I'm not your teacher.
I'm going to fail this year without you.
Elizabeth finally puts down her notes.
So then I should stop helping. Otherwise, you'll get into Princeton only to flunk out.
I'm sorry.
What would your grades be like if I didn't lend you my notes or write your papers?
You've never written my papers.
No, I've only edited them until they looked completely different.
Elizabeth picks up her things to leave. Before exiting, she turns around.
I lied to you. I'll apologize for that. Sorry. I couldn't help you study yesterday because I was in the principal's office all afternoon. My parents were there. Apparently last year, Mike submitted one of my papers as his own for a scholastic writing award. He placed second. The paper was published nationally last week, and Mr. Jones noticed that it was mine from 4 years ago. They said the only reason I'm not expelled is because Mike's dead, and it would be tasteless. Funny thing is, I never gave it to him. The only person with access to my drive is you. Did you give it to him?
I've
How long have you been submitting my papers as yours?
never.
But you are happy to gift them to your boyfriend. I wonder who might use more. You or me?
Elizabeth exits. Scene 6, nighttime. Delilah tries to lie down on the bench to wrap herself in the Birch Prep school sweater. She can't get comfortable. She moves to the vigil. She lights a few candles. She lays her head down on one of the teddy bears. She closes her eyes. Elizabeth enters with a flashlight. She steps on Delilah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
Not sleeping? Are you sleeping here?
Shh.
There's no one around.
Campus security could hear.
Who? Bernie?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd be here. What are you doing here?
SAT is in a week. There's a full moon. I'm making an offering to the fairies.
What?
Elizabeth shows Delilah her fairy snack pack.
I always get A's because I always honor the fairies.
Delilah stares at her blankly.
I saw fairies.
Raquel enters with a fairy snack pack and a flashlight.
What is this?
What is that?
Raquel hides her snack pack.
Fairy snack pack? Whatever.
I just thought you did it to amuse me.
Well, yeah. But it's always kind of fun. What are you here?
Nothing.
I think she's sleeping here.
Why are you sleeping here?
I'm not. I'm just avoiding home.
That makes sense. You have a bad home.
Wow, thanks.
Sorry, is that rude? You have murderers in your family. I thought that was kind of obvious.
Okay.
Delilah packs up her stuff.
You did these candles?
Yeah, they're pretty.
They are. So what's the deal? And I mean the truth. Do you sleep here?
Yeah,
That's really fucked up.
not that bad. Just gets cold. I'm right by the school and I can shower in the locker rooms.
Does your dad know you're here?
I think he does now. He won't come on campus though. He doesn't want the attention. He just calls and makes sure I'm attending class.
Okay. Well, I can't unsee this even though I wish I could. Do you need a place to stay?
No,
Good. Because my parents would never let you stay at mine.
I don't want to go to anyone's house.
How about you come to my house tonight?
Are you going to tell your parents?
I'm not a good liar.
Then no.
They'll want to help.
I'm 15. They'll call Child Protective Services.
Maybe that's not the worst thing.
Going back to my dad's house is the worst. Please, I'm not telling the school about this park. Don't tell anyone about me.
Oh, God. That was really emotionally manipulative.
And effective.
All right. We're doing this. We're doing this.
Raquel sits next to Delilah.
What are you doing?
Spending the night with you.
Why?
Are you kidding me? This is scary ass shit. How have you been sleeping out here?
Elizabeth sits on the other side of Delilah.
You don't have to do this.
We're doing it. But you need to know this is very awkward for us.
Yeah. We're not really friends right now, and I'm definitely not friends with you.
Thank you. So, what do you do for the fairies?
Now I have to teach her our traditions.
We should pass them on. We should pass the park on. It's kind of nice knowing someone can look after it once you graduate.
Elizabeth lays out the contents of the fairy snack pack. It includes nail polish, fuzzy scrunchies, junk food, and many items covered with glitter. Elizabeth stands and opens her arms to the moon.
Fairies, I call to you.
Oh my God.
I bring you gifts and ornaments. Bless these trees and bless these people.
Blessed be, blessed be.
Come on.
This is why I do it alone. It's weird with other people.
Come on, Rock. You loved this when we were little.
Oh. Blessed be, blessed be.
Delilah is delighted with this tradition. With almost too much energy, she jumps.
Blessed be, bitches!
Raquel and Elizabeth look at her, then laugh.
Yeah, bless up, bitches!
We call to you, oh powerful fairies. We ask you, bless our humble souls with peace and wisdom for the future. We ask for your magical fairy brain dust as we take our SATs in the morning. Lend us with your vocabulary, pie formulas, and critical reading skills. If Hunter Down scores higher than me, I will kill myself.
Blessed be!
Blessed be.
Fairies!
Fairies! Hear me when I plead. My dad will kill me if I don't score at least a 1400. Save me.
Blessed be!
Blessed be. I don't know what to ask for.
What do you mean? Ask for what you want.
I don't know what I want.
Make something up. Don't waste the opportunity. Ask for like a ho-ho.
Fairies, like a ho-ho.
Blessed be!
Blessed be!
Scene 7. Richard and Delilah eat lunch together.
You would have fun.
I hate crowds.
Why?
They're going to stare at us.
That's the point. To tell them all to shut up and stop assuming. We're friends. People should know.
I don't care about proving points to them.
Tommy said none of you have ever gone to a football game.
We haven't.
You can't graduate without going to one, especially homecoming. Do you even go to the dances?
No.
See, that's why people feel bad for you.
What do you mean? Who feels bad for me?
People.
Tell me more.
People see you as that shy nerd that doesn't know how cute he is.
You know, that's the second time you've called me good looking.
Oh no. This is why I don't like to be nice to people. Gets to their head.
I have a very humble head, thank you. I'm just observing facts.
What fact?
The fact that you think I'm cute.
Okay, well,
Have you gone to homecoming?
no.
Would you like to?
Yeah, I guess I'd go.
Okay, then we're going.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
We're going to homecoming
Okay.
together
Yeah,
as a date.
right.
We're going on a date.
Yes.
Nice.
So wait, are we dating now?
We haven't gone on the date.
I know, I'm just confused. I don't know how this works.
Me neither.
So we like each other?
I like you.
I like you.
Then yeah, I think we like each other.
Okay.
They smile while they eat lunch.
I don't have money for a dress.
You can wear jeans, who cares?
Richard's alarm goes off. He checks it.
The bell going to ring in 2. We should probably walk back.
Go ahead, I'm gonna skip 5th.
Really? You're a terrible student.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, if you're still here, I'll see you after school.
Richard exits. Delilah does a giddy dance around the park. Daniel enters.
So, what is this place?
What are you doing here?
You mean, how did I find you?
Yeah, that too.
I know how to find people. Kind of my job, right?
What are you doing here?
Dad says you aren't living with him anymore?
I'm not.
You're at your mom's. Does the state know you're over there?
I'm not at my mom's.
Don't tell me you've been sleeping here. Shit. Delilah, Dad wants to see you.
No.
You're 15 and homeless, Delilah. You don't get to make the rules about who you see and who you don't, especially when they're your parents.
I choose who's in my life.
Not according to state law.
Are you here to arrest me?
As a runaway? I should, but I'm not going to bring our family bullshit into my workplace. Speaking of work, is this where all the kids at school pass around their drugs?
We have a no drug rule here. This is our study spot.
Oh, yeah, sure. Teens hang out in parks late at night to do homework. I believe that.
Why do you care? You know I show up to school every day and my grades are decent for once.
Daniel bends down. He picks up Delilah's old joint bud. He sniffs it.
Drug-free. Right. If you really want to help yourself, you'll grab your bag and come home with me.
Daniel, you need to give me space after everything that's happened.
Nothing happened, Delilah, or at least nothing happened to you. You're alive and well.
I am not well.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Daniel sees Michael's vigil. He approaches it.
Dad sent you to the same school as the kid. It's a sick punishment. Does everyone know you're the reason he's dead?
I'm not the reason he's dead.
You were there. You watched him die.
You ran him down with no good reason.
I'm not having this conversation with you again, Delilah.
He was a good kid.
He was a thug.
He was a straight A student.
You think criminals can't read?
He grabs her by the arm and drags her. She pulls away and slaps him. He grabs her by the face.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to move back home with Dad. You'll stop humiliating him. You'll go to class. You'll keep your mouth shut. If I go down, you're coming down with me.
Daniel exits. Scene 7.5. Dear Mike, love Delilah. Delilah sits alone, terrified on stage. It's late at night. She's cold. She points her fingers like a gun to her temple. She pulls the trigger. Bang. Thomas sits at the park alone. He stares straight ahead, solemn. The wind picks up. Leaves skirt around across his feet. Something is wrong. Scene 8. The afternoon after the SAT. Enter Elizabeth and Richard. Thomas puts his headphones in. They have a bag of junk food. They're laughing.
Terry and Calloway bailed a quarter of the way through.
A quarter? Hey, Tommy.
They start setting up snacks on the picnic table.
She stood up and ran out of the test room. Her scores were immediately disqualified.
Panic attack?
She claimed food poisoning. I claimed partying the night before the SAT.
Richard laughs. He notices Thomas.
Tommy, why is it so serious?
Yeah, I texted you after the test.
How'd you get here so fast?
What's with the food?
What do you mean, what's with the food? We just finished our SAT. We're celebrating.
I said we should celebrate after we get our results.
Well, is anyone worried?
Raquel?
Thomas stands.
I'm gonna get out of here.
What do you mean? I spent my allowance on a cookie cake.
Not in a partying mood.
He tries to leave, but Richard stops him.
Hold up, man. What's going on? Something happened during the test?
Nah, I just want to get out of here.
What's wrong with here? I thought we liked here.
I just want to leave. Am I not allowed to leave? Jesus fucking Christ, you guys have no boundaries. None of you.
Whoa, okay, hold up. Is this about something else?
Don't yell at me.
No, man, I just want to leave before
Enter Raquel.
her.
A moment-long standoff between Raquel and Thomas.
Where were you? Tommy.
What's going on?
He no-showed the SAT.
What?
I'm out of here.
He tries to leave. Richard blocks him.
What happened?
Nothing happened.
Clearly something happened if you woke up stupid enough to miss your SAT.
That was the last one this year. You didn't take the September one. How are you going to apply to schools?
If you get in somewhere good, my dad will pay for your college.
I don't want him to.
You don't want a free education?
Not from him.
Is that what this is? You're trying to piss my dad off? You had an appointment with your future and you didn't show up because you don't like my dad? What about your mom? What will she say?
Don't talk about my mom. Don't.
It is my job to tell you the truth. Your mom never is hard on you. She'd let you mop the floors for the rest of your life.
Both you and your father talk about my mother and all her failings. She had kids when she wasn't married. She had too many kids without being married. Who cares? She wouldn't go to night school even if your dad would pay for it. Who cares? She doesn't care. Only you guys. She practically raised you, Raquel. Your parents would go to work all day and leave you at our house, sometimes for days at a time. You all loved her when she was your unpaid nanny, but the moment she went public with her girlfriend, she never saw you again.
You know that's not how I think.
No, Raquel, I don't.
My parents don't give me a choice. You know them as well as I do. They have their beliefs. If my dad caught me at your house...
And Mike used to sneak here in the middle of the night all the time. You made that choice easily, but visiting your sick aunt? Not worth the risk.
My dad would understand, Mike. He doesn't understand your mom.
Is why your dad is an asshole. Mom's been in the hospital for a month and he hasn't said a word. That's his sister. What's he gonna say when he finds out I'm gay? You think he's still gonna give a shit about my SAT scores? Fuck off. All y'all.
Thomas exits.
Tommy's mom's sick again?
Scene 9. Thomas scrolls on his phone. Richard enters.
I have a date.
Cool.
With Lila.
Yeah, not surprised. You stare at her a lot.
What is this? This attitude you've had?
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about your apathy, about everything. You don't care about school, you don't care about my date, which is fine. You're pretending like you don't care about your mom, which is disturbing.
Rich.
Why didn't you take the SAT?
Woke up and decided not to go.
Yeah. And why didn't you take the second physics class Mr. Barnes offered? He told you, Lizzie, he offered you a spot.
Too hard.
Oh, yeah. Especially you, because you're so stupid, right?
The hell?
I mean, that's how you see yourself, right? You put yourself in the easiest classes. You don't attempt your homework because what's the point? That's your MO, right? Not caring.
I don't know what's gotten into you, man, but I'm not listening to it.
You remember that day in 4th grade science? Mrs. Andrews said that you were a disruption and a nuisance in her class. She asked who let you in here and why. Well, the rest of us let her say that to you in silence, but not Mikey. No, never Mikey. While everyone sat silent, Mike stood up and told you to stand up too. He told you to recite the elements of the periodic table in order, and who discovered them? Mrs. Andrews didn't interrupt you once, beginning to end. Then Mikey turned to her and said, Mrs. Andrews, maybe he's bored. Is that what this is? Are you bored?
Thomas stares at his feet.
Are you sad?
Yeah, of course I'm fucking sad.
Then tell me that. Talk to us. Talk to me. Why do you tell us about your mom?
Not your business.
Like hell it's not. She's like an auntie to me. Why didn't you tell us? What is going on?
I can't do it, Rich. I can't do it. I can't.
Richard holds him hard.
It keeps spreading. It's everywhere. She's going to die. She's going to die soon. And I can't be in those classes with those people. Not them. They don't care about me. They didn't care about Mike. Those people who forget all they knew about him because newspapers told him to. They only care about decimals and scholarships. I don't want to be there anymore. I can't even be home with her. I can't even look at her. She's smaller every time I see her. She's withering away, Rich. She's withering.
What's the plan, man?
There is no plan. My grandma is taking TT. My dad is taking the twins.
And you?
No one. No one wants me.
Why isn't your dad taking you?
He can't. He says can't take all of us.
What about Rocky's dad?
Not living in his house.
Then you come to mine. Just walk through the front door. You love my dad's wings? My mom wants you to teach her piano anyways. You get along better with my brother than I do. You come to my house, all right?
All right.
You took the SAT last year, didn't you?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I don't share scores.
Tom, what'd you get?
2 questions from perfect.
Richard laughs to himself, and then he laughs like he's laughing with others.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Scene 9. Daniel enters with the warm 6-pack of Bud Light. He stands on the other side of the fence. He makes the decision to walk through the gate. He stares at the vigil. He takes a beer and drinks it as he stares at the picture of the teenage boy. He chugs the can. He smashes it with his foot. He drops the can at the base of the vigil. Daniel opens another beer. He chugs it, finishes it, and throws it at the base of the vigil. He opens a third can of beer. He chugs it, finishes it, and throws it at the base of the vigil. He opens a fourth beer. He chugs it, finishes it, and throws it at the base of the vigil. He opens a fifth beer. He chugs it, but chokes and then spits on himself.
Fuck!
Pissed, he takes the beer and chugs it at the vigil. He grabs a sixth beer, opens it, and holds it up.
For you.
Daniel pours the contents of the can over the teddy bears and flowers. He steps away, then turns back to look at the mess. Daniel picks up the framed photo after looking for a long moment. He gently replaces the photo on the ground, but with the face down.
Rest in peace.
Scene 10.5. Dear Mike, love Elizabeth. Elizabeth stands in her uniform. She stands in the middle of the park. She closes her eyes. She listens. A blue bird tweets. She beatboxes with her eyes closed alongside the bird's song. She is excellent. When she's done, she opens her eyes and grabs her bag and leaves. Scene 11. Richard studies. Delilah rushes in.
Have you been online?
No, what's up? We've been here.
I need to tell you something.
Thomas rushes in.
You're here. Good.
Sorry, my phone's on silent. What's going on?
Can I talk to you?
Need to talk. Everyone's coming here.
Richard, just for a moment.
What's wrong?
Elizabeth enters.
What's going on?
Where's Raquel?
Richard, please, just for a second, can we talk?
Raquel enters.
Is everyone here?
What's wrong?
I need to talk, to say something.
Me first. It's Mike.
What about Mike?
Dashcam videos were released from his accident.
Oh my God.
I haven't watched it.
Really? Give me 1 second.
Did you hear what I just said? A video of our friend being murdered is circulating on Facebook.
I want to see it.
Play it.
We can't unsee that.
I have to see Rich. The cops said he jumped into the road drunk. That's not Mike.
All right. Play it.
Richard, Elizabeth, Thomas, and Raquel crowd together to watch the video on Raquel's phone. The video is muffled, intermittent voices from the police radio.
Who's that?
That's Lila? Why are you were there?
I'm so confused.
Wait.
They gasp. The sound of an angry man cursing, the sound of wheels hitting the pavement, a loud thud. Thomas, Raquel, Richard, Elizabeth scream. Delilah stands at a distance. She is frozen in horror.
Lila? Was that you?
Oh my God. Oh my God. He killed him. He just killed him. He lied. He lied. He just ran him down. He ran him down.
What the fuck?
Lila, what? Lila, that was you? Lila!
You saw it. You were there. You saw that and said nothing?
You knew the whole time? You've known what really happened? Lila, what are you doing here? What do you want from us?
Delilah runs away, terrified. Scene 12. Raquel lays curled up on the bench with her hands under her head. She stares straight ahead. The sun rises and sets behind her. Scene 13. Elizabeth enters. Raquel lies on the bench. Elizabeth sits beside Raquel. She lets Raquel rest her head in her lap. She strokes Raquel's hair.
Your parents are looking for you.
The sun sets and rises behind them. Scene 14. Thomas enters. Elizabeth and Raquel are on the bench. He joins them. He stares straight as he puts his headphones in. The sun sets and rises behind them. Scene 15. Enter Richard. Thomas, Elizabeth, and Raquel are on the bench. He looks at them ashamed. They are not asking for an apology. Richard pulls his hood up and sits with them. The sun sets and rises behind them. Scene 16. Raquel, Thomas, Elizabeth, and Richard sit on the bench. Delilah enters. Standoff.
I barely knew Mike. I met him the night he was killed at that party. These guys were spitting their drinks at me. They followed me around the party and would get more guys to join in as they passed. I locked myself in the bathroom. They beat on the door chanting, "Whore, whore, whore." I was upset and scared. I called my brother, Daniel. Mike saw the whole thing happen. I ran out of the house and he told him to fuck off and he chased after me. I just wanted to get away. Mike, he could tell I was being stupid and drunk, so he followed me when I ran into the road. I stopped in the middle and screamed at him viciously, and then I saw my brother, Daniel. He was watching from the stop sign. And then Mike, he pulled my hand because he was trying to get me to slow down, and he was just trying to talk to me. And he pulled my hand and I whipped it away and I slapped him. And my brother, he saw that. And he didn't like that, so he followed Mike. I ran away. Mike kept trying to look for me. Daniel followed Mike, and Daniel drove over Mike. He hit Mike on purpose. Daniel found me later. He told me that Mike was dead and it was my fault. He said I shouldn't have been at that party in the first place, that I called him, that I asked him to do something about it, and that I'm a murderer too. He said they'd kill me if I said anything. He said my family doesn't care about me. They barely know me. My family has rules. You don't snitch. You don't defy my father. If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. I lied to you. I found the park because he told me about it when he was trying to calm me down. He said if I wanted some new friends, I might like you guys. He told me about this secret magical spot where you could be safe. He told me he would take me there. Mike was kind. Mike was good. I left those flowers because it's my fault. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I just let my brother get away with it. Not anymore. I'm going to report him. I'll tell everyone what I saw, the truth. We can do something. Please, let me try.
Lila, there's a video of your brother going from a full stop to running over Mike dead, and he's still free. They don't care.
I'll change that.
You can't.
People will protest again. We can protest.
Black people will protest, Lila. Large crowds of Black people will have shut down the highway over one kid and one video. The rest of the country is mad that ambulances aren't getting through, that their traffic route is longer, and that someone is trying to blame a cop for doing his job.
Killing people is not his job.
They'll say that Mike was underage and shouldn't have been there in the first place. They'll say that Mike should have seen the car.
And I'm not protesting anymore with people that never knew him.
I want to go to college.
Then go to college. I'll be here anyway. If you guys don't have it in you anymore, then fine. You're right. You've cried your tears and marched your march. But me, I've been sitting in the back with my head down. Not here, right? The video is doctored. The one they shared cuts off part of the camera. You can't see the full street. There was a stop sign. After Daniel hit Mike, he called my dad and they dug it up. That's why it took half an hour before they called an ambulance. That's why Mike died. The sign is in my dad's garage along with their other tokens. You guys study. I'm gonna go get justice.
Delilah exits. Scene 16. Thomas, Elizabeth, and Richard are dressed for homecoming. Thomas plays music from Richard's iPod speaker system. There are snacks on the table, their favorites. Everyone is surprisingly jovial. The first genuinely happy day in a while. Thomas pulls out beer from his pack.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nice.
Tommy,
Fine, it'll be fun.
we don't do that.
I'm not going to college without having had a drink. I'm a practice now.
Horrible plan.
So you're telling me in all those camp stories you were sober?
I'm only having one.
They all grab a beer.
Should we wait for Rock?
Hell no. Mike told me he gave her one shot and she puked all night.
They laugh. Thomas, Elizabeth, and Richard look at their beer.
Ready?
Ready.
They crack it open. They drink. Thomas and Richard nearly choke. One of them can spit it out.
Horrible drinkers.
First time drinkers.
It's not too bad.
That's not what your face says.
Now I get drinking games. A way to force it down.
Delilah enters.
You can't come here anymore. Not because I hate you, but because it isn't right.
My meeting with the chief is this afternoon. I'm going to step out of town for a little while after this blows over.
What do you mean?
Everyone in my family is a cop. If you actually want me to show up to that stand, I should lay low.
Where are you gonna go?
My mom has a cousin. She's 25 and lives in Augusta. I'll hang out there for a while.
You don't have to.
I want to.
Well, that's big for you. That's big of you.
You're not dressed for homecoming.
Oh, God, I'm not going. I don't want pig's blood dumped on me.
Oh, that's fair.
You look really pretty, Elizabeth.
Thanks. I'm wearing makeup.
Raquel enters.
Tommy, where's your phone?
Rock, want a beer?
No, where's your phone, Tommy?
Jesus, you are a mood killer.
Tommy, I've been calling you for hours. Why haven't you picked up?
I don't have my phone.
Why not?
I trashed it.
You trashed it?
A phone?
I don't like phones. Who like phones? Who needs phones? I'm fucking here, right?
Tommy?
You know, don't you? Tommy, we have to go.
Going.
You have to.
No, I really don't.
If you don't come with me now, you'll miss her. Everyone is there.
Really? That's a surprise to hear. I wasn't gonna go because I figured you guys weren't.
Tommy, go.
What do you mean I need to go? We're all here celebrating Queen Lizzie. All hail.
All right, man.
Richard places his hand on Thomas's back to lead him out. Thomas shoves Richard hard.
Whoa!
Tommy!
And this fucking song sucks.
Oh, and he hasn't taken his pills either.
Tom, don't stress. We'll go with you.
My mom is dying and you're gonna tell me not to stress? It'll be better because you'll be there?
That's not what I mean.
If you don't say goodbye to your mother, you will regret this for the rest of your life. She is waiting for you.
You know how I'll feel.
She told me to get you. She made me swear to her that I will drag you to that hospital by your throat. She said, you better show the fuck up, Tommy.
No.
You have to.
Richard tries to pull on him again. Thomas swings Richard, hitting him square in the jaw. Richard collapses down, taking Delilah with him. Daniel, out of uniform, enters with his gun drawn.
Back up. I said back up.
Richard scrambles to standing. Daniel's stepping between Delilah and the rest of them.
Put your hands up.
Richard, Raquel, and Elizabeth comply. Thomas does not.
Daniel, put your gun away.
You okay, Lila? These your friends, huh?
I know you. I know you, you fucking asshole.
Tom, don't.
Shut up, Tom.
Put your hands up.
Not even gonna identify yourself as police? God, you really are shit at your job.
I said put your hands up.
Leave them alone.
I'm only here because Chief told me you have a meeting with him today. He told me I have 2 hours to convince you not to come in, you rotten bitch.
You'll get what you deserve.
Lila, stop. Please.
You are not allowed to come into our space and threaten us.
No,
Are you trying to get yourself shot?
he's unarmed. He's unarmed.
I said put your hands up.
You're gonna kill our friend? Then come here and shoot one of us?
Put your hands up.
Please, he's not going to hurt you, sir. He's angry and afraid. He's trying to kill himself. Please.
Back up and put your hands up.
You will not threaten me in my own home.
Tom, don't do this, please.
Hands up.
Delilah, desperate, terrified, searches the ground around her. She finds a brick. She rises. She holds it over her head, about to bash Daniel from behind. Richard sees.
Lila, no!
Richard lurches forward, and Daniel is started. He turns around. His gun goes off. Bang! Delilah is shot in the stomach. Blood pours. Screams. So many screams.
No! No!
Richard runs to her. He cradles her. Daniel stares in shock.
She charged me. You all saw. She had a weapon. She charged me.
Daniel runs. Shock. Shock. Raquel comes alive.
Call 911. Elizabeth, now.
Please send an ambulance to the park and Standing Oak neighborhood complex of Jackson Street, Peach Street. Immediately, our friend has been shot in the stomach. What do we do? What do we do? Tell me, what do we do?
Tom, give me your shirt. Rich, this will hurt. Hold her.
Raquel pats the wound with the sweatshirt. Delilah screams with fear and pain.
Oh my God. Oh God.
You're scaring her, Rich. You will be okay, Lila. You will be okay. Tell her she will be okay.
You'll be okay, Lila. You'll be okay, Lila. You'll be okay. 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 I love you. I love you.
Sorry, Richard. I'm sorry. I've always been sorry. I love you.
I love you. I love you. You'll be okay.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. For the rest of my life, I love you. I love you.
I love you.
Thomas has fallen to his knees. He stares at Delilah in horror. Delilah starts to pass out.
Tommy, pray. Hold us together. Pray.
Please, God. Please. Please, God. Please. Please. God, please.
Stay awake, Lila. Lila, keep your eyes open. Please. Stay awake, Lila.
The ambulance is coming. The ambulance is coming.
Scene 12. The park sits empty. The season changed from the harsh, cold winter to a beautiful spring. The sun sets, the sun rises. Scene 12 and a half. Dear Michael, love Raquel. Enter Raquel.
Dear Mike, you think you're being slick with the bird calls. You're not. I know it's you. You always knew how to mimic a blue jay or whatever. You used to tweet during exams so I wouldn't get stressed. Look. I didn't really come here to talk about nature. I've had some things on my mind to let go. I know you cheated on me. A lot. You were a really bad boyfriend. You tell me that you loved me, then ignore me as soon as I got too heavy. It wasn't right. The way we were with each other, we were just stuck to each other. It doesn't make sense anymore. It's time to move on. You don't need to watch over us anymore. We're going to graduate soon, and this park will belong to someone else. You don't want to see that. Mike, it's your afterlife. Go live it. Plus, I'm breaking up with you.
Scene 13. Richard and Thomas enter with their hoodies up. They sit on the bench. They look around. Enter Elizabeth in a hoodie.
Hey.
Hey.
Is this y'all's first time back?
No. You?
No.
She sits. They remember. Enter Raquel in her hoodie.
What's up, guys?
She sits. Enter Thomas in a hoodie.
Hey.
My parents want to kill me.
My mom wants a call as soon as we're done here.
I already told my parents.
Lizzie.
What? They're not going to tell anyone. They don't have Facebook.
All right. Whatever. Okay, I'll just say I'm glad we didn't tell each other what schools we got into. Not that I'm ashamed, but it made it easier.
Only where we're going.
Unzip hoodies on 3.
Oh,
Wait,
Thomas pulls out an article.
one of my mom's old nurses printed this out and sent it to me. I want to read it.
What is it?
An article about us, published in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, also known as the AGC.
Wait, what?
are you kidding me?
Let me read, people. Birchwood Preparatory's class of 2012 was awarded the Scholastic Elite Award for highest collective SAT scores in the state. In addition to having the highest ERB scores, they also outrank all schools in the Southeast. It is impossible to honor this class, however, without making special distinction to the select group of students. Elizabeth Carter, Richard Young, Raquel Washington, Thomas Washington, and the late Michael Thompson are among the nation's highest-ranked test takers, and they are the only Black students in their school of 300. Due to Michael Thompson's untimely passing, his friends filled out his school applications in his honor. With their totals combined, the scholars earned over $8 million in scholarships. They were accepted to over 90 schools. They were accepted to Ivy Leagues, including Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Stanford. These 5 are the most wanted students in the country. Now, we wait as the American collegiate system fights over the Birch Prep Five.
They smile. They feel that.
Birch Prep 5.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I mean, should we do this?
Let's do this. One at a time. Me first. I am pleased to say, in the fall of 2012, I will be attending Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, baby.
Okay, I am pleased to say, in the fall of 2012, I will be attending Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia.
I am pleased to say in the fall of 2012, I will be attending Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida.
I am pleased to say in the fall of 2012, I will be attending the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston, Massachusetts.
They smile. A bluebird sings.
You guys remember that thing Mike's mom says about bluebirds?
If you see the same bird twice in the same location, it means someone's watching over you.
I keep seeing that same fucking bird.
Where?
There.
She points. They all look at the bird.
You're supposed to blow it a kiss for good luck until it flies away.
Elizabeth blows a kiss. They all do. They all blow kisses until the bird has flown far, far away. End of play. Yay! So now I'm gonna bring back the cast. We have Jon Vellante as Daniel. We have Jess Malone as Delilah. Tenna Silla as Elizabeth. Desiré Graham as Raquel. Kai Tshikosi as Thomas. Nick Walker as Richard. And then we have Hayley Spivey as our amazing playwright. and Tati Hill as director.
Yay! Woo!
Yay!
Thank you for everyone for joining us for this reading of the Birch Prep 5 by Hayley Spivey. As a reminder, we are accepting donations on Venmo to be distributed to all the artists involved in this amazing, amazing piece. If you're able, our username is @HomesickPlayProject. Please take also a moment to check out the organizations in the description and donate directly to them if you feel so moved. In about 30 minutes at 6 p.m. Eastern, we will be hosting a feedback session that will last no longer than 45 minutes. And the link to that Zoom meeting for that conversation is in the description below. So take 30 minutes to process, use the bathroom, grab a drink. And we hope you can join us again. And thank you again for listening to the Birch Prep 5 by Hayley Spivey.
I really rock on any block. I really rock on any block. I really rock on any block. I really rock on any block.